Assassin's Creed Unity is a game of amazing peaks and disappointing valleys. On a purely technical level, the 18th century France setting is a marvel to admire, and its campaign contains a few good surprises. At the same time, the characters and story fall flat. And it's disappointing to see how few of the long-standing problems with the series have been solved by an upgrade to new hardware.
Take it back. If you think you can.
Ubisoft's recreation of 18th century Paris is absolutely stunning. As we've come to expect from an Assassin's Creed game, it's sprawling, gorgeous, and packed with sights to see and things to do. Each of the various districts unfolded a distinct sense of character and environmental storytelling. But what really makes it unique is its citizens, who form some of the largest, most impressive crowds I've ever encountered. But for all they add to the atmosphere, I found that the masses of Parisians mostly got in the way, and spotting repeating character models was a crude reminder that I was playing a video game. So I spent more time than usual scurrying along rooftops. Most of the time, traversal in Unity feels better than ever thanks to fantastic animations, buildings with plenty of climbable paths, and a new downward parkour system that adds a certain finesse. When it all worked perfectly, moving up, down, and across the Parisian skyline brought me a great sense of satisfaction. The key phrase there is when it works, because the series-long frustration of occasionally having your assassin not do quite what you want him to do still endures. This is particularly frustrating in the stealth sections, which Unity emphasizes heavily. Navigating between pieces of cover is finicky, and I was never clear whether or not I was even hidden. Unity's main Assassins vs. Templar story is relatively forgettable and has none of the fun or levity of last year's Black Flag. The new assassin, Arnaud, is a one-dimensional character whose motivation is little more than the standard revenge tale. I never really found a reason to care about his Forrest Gump-style quest through the French Revolution, and an unfulfilling ending definitely left a sour taste in my mouth.
Go!
It didn't help that Arnaud doesn't bring any distinctive new assassin abilities to the table, making combat the same parry-heavy scenarios as in previous games. Enemies are definitely more aggressive this time around, but I found that cheesing the smoke bomb ability led to cheap victories in even the toughest battles. Thankfully, the missions themselves are generally pretty great. There are almost no annoying tailing missions, and they've been replaced by a handful of fantastic surprise set pieces that I wouldn't want to spoil for you. Best of all are the larger sandbox assassination missions, which consistently left me thrilled. Take this one, for instance. Your target is inside a heavily fortified cathedral. Do you want to steal a key and creep through a side door? Climb up to the top of the church and shimmy through an open window? Slink through the catacombs and come up from underneath? Or simply throw caution to the wind and go in swords a-swinging? All of this is possible, and interesting experimentation is encouraged with rewards of Creed points that can be spent to upgrade your weapons and armor. Unity's depth of character customization is one of its best contributions to the series. I always found myself agonizing over unlock choices. The decision between lockpicking or poison bombs, or between armor that improves combat or stealth, changed the way I approached encounters throughout the campaign in meaningful ways.
Get ready!
While Arnaud's 15-hour story arc is one that can only be experienced alone, there are a ton of side missions in Unity that encourage, require, and reward drop-in cooperative play. Two-player heists demand constant communication, with a single misstep usually resulting in a chaotic mess of steel, bullets, and failure. Once 4 players team up for a mission, a terrific blend of competitive cooperation forms. If one person dies, the entire team loses, so it's in your best interest to keep your friends alive. At the same time, your rewards at the end of the mission are dependent on how well you played individually, creating situations where you aren't sure whether you should hop in and help a buddy in need, or remain hidden and grow your own potential reward. I really appreciate that single-player and multiplayer all feeds into the same central economy. No matter what I was doing in Unity, I was always progressing my character a bit forward down that path to becoming a master assassin. Assassin's Creed Unity leverages the new generation consoles to add spectacular new sights and successful co-op multiplayer, but in doing so, it's created some substantial new problems instead of solving the series' most persistent ones. The scope is stunning, the customization is satisfying, and the multiplayer touches upon some really ambitious ideas. But the lack of a strong main character or interesting take on the Assassin's Creed universe costs it the momentum and excitement, and the persistent control problems are still a thorn in its side. The first truly new-gen Assassin's Creed game is a gorgeous, entertaining, and successful proof of concept for what lies ahead for the series. though it isn't exactly what I'd call revolutionary. For more on Assassin's Creed Unity, stay right here on IGN.